Welcome, everyone, to today's Explainer. We're diving right into something absolutely critical for your boardroom right now: the transition from stuck, fragmented AI experiments to actual, scalable, ROI-generating digital autonomy. We're skipping the hype today. Instead, we're giving you the bottom line up front, focusing purely on clear, outcome-driven strategies that are going to impact your revenue and your operations.
Let's quickly look at our roadmap. We'll start with the AI velocity gap, move into the foundations of AI maturity, unpack the STP-first architecture, look at how the human role is evolving, and wrap up with exactly how to execute your AI strategy.
All right, Section 1, the AI velocity gap, context and reality.
Get a load of this number: 77%. According to recent data, over 3/4 of organizations are currently testing or using AI in some form. The enthusiasm out there is just off the charts. But, and here's the catch, speed without an actual strategy? That's a one-way ticket into a brick wall. Deploying models quickly doesn't mean you're deploying them well, and rushing adoption usually just leaves you with a bunch of disconnected, isolated pilot programs that don't scale.
And that brings us to the fallout. There is a massive 27% difference in return on AI, or ROAI, satisfaction between the mature strategic players and everyone else who just rushed out to implement shiny new tools. That 27% gap, that is a huge competitive advantage for the companies that actually put the time into their operational groundwork before trying to scale.
We call this disconnect the AI velocity gap. It's like moving so fast that everything's a blur, which totally masks the fact that there's no real enterprise-grade execution happening behind the scenes. We're seeing these massive, multi-million-dollar investments completely fail to connect with real-world outcomes. Why? Because they're still bound by the operational limits of traditional human-led workflows. So to cross this gap, we really need to look at what the mature organizations are doing differently.
Which leads us to Section 2, foundations of AI maturity, breaking the limits.
Well, 78% of mature AI users strongly attribute their productivity gains directly to modern information and automation tools. They aren't just out there buying better algorithms, they're building entirely better ecosystems. They've realized that AI is literally only as smart as the data and the workflows it has access to.
You absolutely cannot scale AI without ruthlessly fixing your foundation first. Look at the biggest roadblocks organizations are facing. 44% are bogged down by security and compliance risks, 42% are paralyzed by data silos, and 35% don't even have basic document automation in place. If you try to slap advanced agentic AI on top of fragmented data and outdated legacy processes, it won't just fail, it's going to introduce massive corporate risk. We have to treat our information like a strategic asset.
Moving on to Section 3, the STP-first architecture, the actionable pivot.
Let's talk about STP, straight-through processing. This is an architectural mindset where the absolute default path is fully autonomous execution. In this world, human intervention isn't just a routine part of the day anymore. It is a carefully managed, value-adding exception. For this to work, AI has to be designed as the primary actor right out of the gate, not just some bolt-on assistant. This is a total 180 from how we've operated for decades. Traditionally, we've been human-led and AI-enabled. That's a very linear model. A human reviews every single output, which puts a hard ceiling on your speed. But the new blueprint is AI-led and human-enabled, and this is where you get non-linear scaling. You can suddenly handle 10 times the volume without needing 10 times the headcount simply because the AI is autonomously orchestrating the process.
So how does this actually work in practice? The core mechanism here is the dynamic confidence threshold. Let's take a real-world example, like BPO for insurance claims. An AI orchestrator analyzes a new claim. If the AI is highly confident in its decision, say 95% sure, it just routes it right through STP, immediate autonomous execution in milliseconds. But if the confidence is low, maybe it spots a complex fraud indicator, it dynamically routes that specific exception directly to a human expert.
Now, let's be real for a second. You aren't going to have full autonomy on day one. It's a journey of progressive trust. You start at stage 1 with cognitive assistance, where human oversight is still really high. Then, as the AI proves it can be trusted, you move into supervised autonomy, then governed autonomy, until you eventually hit stage 4, near full autonomy. That's where over 90% of your transactions are just flowing straight through. It's a measured, secure evolution.
Which brings us to Section 4, evolving the human role, the result format.
If you're a business leader trying to map out organizational change, grasping this shift is absolutely vital.
We are evolving from human in the loop, or HITL, to human over the loop, HOTL. I love this analogy. Think of the early HITL stages like a co-pilot. The human is right there in the seat, actively confirming what the AI is doing. But as you mature into stages 3 and 4, that human transitions into an air traffic controller. They aren't flying the individual planes anymore. Instead, they're providing supervisory governance, managing the tricky exceptions, and keeping an eye on the entire autonomous airspace.
And notice how we handle those exceptions now. Back in the day, when a transaction failed, a human fixed it, and that was that. In this new paradigm, your human workers are basically AI trainers. When an exception routes to them, their actions feed right into a continuous improvement loop via RLHF, reinforcement learning from human feedback. Every time they process an exception, they're actively updating the context, improving the model, and boosting the future STP rate. Your workforce is literally training their digital counterparts to be smarter. It's an absolute game changer.
All right, let's wrap this up with Section 5. Executing your AI strategy. Next steps. If you take away just one core philosophy from today's explainer, make it this. Stop treating AI like a tactical experiment or a quick operational shortcut. Your multi-million-dollar AI investments are not going to pay off if you don't dismantle your data silos and embed governance into your systems. You absolutely must treat information as a strategic asset if you want to build true digital autonomy.
So, what do you need to mandate on Monday morning? 3 things. Number 1, fix the information foundation. Clean up your data and unify your platforms. Number 2, adopt that STP-first mindset. Stop just automating old legacy steps and start reimagining the entire process as if AI is the primary actor. And number 3, plan your workforce evolution. Chart out exactly how your teams will transition from copilots in the loop to air traffic controllers over loop.
I'm going to leave you with a final, slightly provocative thought to take back to your boardrooms. Look at your current AI roadmap and honestly ask yourself, are you just building slightly faster manual processes, or are you actually architecting true digital autonomy? Because the companies that cross the velocity gap, they'll be the ones choosing the latter. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.